while we're talking about rollers, there's some different roller trays. I might just quickly shoot back to this. There you go, I'm forgetting again. Getting ahead of myself. These guys, we call them flip-flops because they flip-flop over the wall. Quite a good little tool. You get the handles in long handles, you get the handles in shorter ones, and slightly bigger rollers, so all different sorts. This one is a flexible handle, but very good if you want to get in behind something and you can't get to it. You can bend the handle and in it goes. But we use a lot of these sorts of things for touching up walls. So we've had a defect, someone's come along and bumped the wall, you still have the old paint, we've done a little patch. You can use these and fade it out, which I'll teach you later on, how to fade paint out, and you can get away with, if you've got the right paint, you can get away with doing a patch rather than a whole wall. And just quickly, these guys, we can slide them on as well. These are foam rollers. And what we'll teach you with these guys is when you've got an external wall, so inside of a house, but an external corner, where you come down like this. If you try and roll down that with one of these guys, you've got a feature wall colour, you'll get a bleed around the corner. You'll get paint coming around the corner. We then touch it up with one of these because they're very flat and go light on with it, and I'll teach you how to fix up that look like a professional's done that crisp on the corner. We want to keep everything crisp, we want to keep everything neat, we want to fill all cracks and gaps. We're talking about this, but it's so important to your final coat and what it's going to look like. When your friends come around for that dinner party, you really want them to say, how good have you done? We'll get a real kick out of it, I'm sure. Right, what I've got in my hand now is roller trays. There's a few different sorts of roller trays here. Basically these two are called hooded trays. They've got a hood over the top, hold a fair bit of paint, and more suited to what a homeowner or a handyman style would use. This guy here, he's got a handle at the top, okay? It's got a handle at the bottom. Very good for carrying your paint around in. What we do is this one here, just to go back to it, it's got a handle on the back. So you get your hand under that, you've got to put your thumb on the top, it's really strong hands with this, and carry it along. You can support it under the front, but you don't have the control. We use them fine, we're used to them, but you don't have the control you do over this. So you've got two nice handles, very solid. You can grab this tray, walk around, sit it back down, because trust me, you don't want to be kicking over paint. Okay, so that's what I'd recommend. Has these grooves in the tray here, and what they do, if you're ever wondering, this one here is slightly different. It has the bumps, but they're all designed for the same thing. They're all designed to catch your roller. As your roller rolls down there, you want to catch it and roll it so you can get an even film of paint all the way around the roller. If they weren't there, the roller would slide down. So it helps disperse any paint left on it, helps run it down the sides. So your working platform in the middle, you can see it's just wide in this roller, all set up for these size rollers, and just keep working the excess paint back down in your tray. Otherwise it would slide, you'd have heavy bits, and not so much when you go on the roll, you'll get mist between. So that's that one. And just quickly to finish off the roller trays, if you are doing a larger area, we have got more industrial styles for slides, but this one here, if you're doing a large area, is quite good. The handle's there, locks in place, holds a lot more paint, and the same sort of scenario, but yeah, it's really a personal preference, but I would suggest keep going back to this one with the handle at the top, handle at the bottom. Really control that roller tray, don't kick it all over your carpet. It'll be the last thing you want to do. You'll be cursing me for convincing you to do it. Alright guys, that's that. I don't know if we've talked about the paint pots, but what we've got here is a paint pot. Plastic paint pot. You can use your can, the paint comes out if you've used a 4 litre can. Really not expensive, but something good to wash your brushes up in. Sturdy little handle on it, and we'll teach you a few tricks about these later. You can see we've used this one. There's grey paint around this side, and there's no grey paint around this side. Just a quick tip, and we'll keep telling you these tips all the way through. When you're using your brush, so you dip your brush in. As you're wiping it out, always wipe it on one side. I'll teach you more of this later, but just a quick one. Wipe it on one side. When you put your brush back in, lean it against that side. So you've got a nice clean side over here. So we're only going to use, turn around a bit, make it look a bit better. So you lean your brush straight up on this side, and you'll notice our brushes, even though they're used, they don't have paint all up the handles. They're pretty clean on the handles. What happens is, if you lean that on that grey paint on that side, you'll get grey paint on there. Next thing you've got grey paint all over your hands, everything you touch then gets grey paint or white paint, whatever paint you're using, you make a righteous mess. So it's just a little tip, only use one side of the bucket to wipe your brush on, keep the other side clear, and you've got clean hands, clean job, and you enjoy yourself. It's all about enjoying yourself, so go and have some fun. Hope you just watch some more videos, and we'll get into it a bit more. Thanks guys.